Alright guys, what's going on? My Hero Academia, this chapter was 5 fire emojis, pure fire. It was, this was a great chapter, man. And building off of the last chapter, it was nice to see Ochako have that moment where she's finally gaining some steam as a hero and having to separate herself from not just the rest of the class, but Deku in particular, because she leans on him a lot. She leaned on him throughout this tournament, or through this through the sports festival. She leaned on him a lot, and to see her have her moment to shine, and then follow that up with this, I'm really enjoying Horikoshi's writing. Midoriya is not a character that I usually like. He has some crybaby tendencies for me. He pulls out talk no jutsu a lot, or where he just kind of spills a little bit too much information to me and it's not straight to the point with action or with his actions. It doesn't always have to be fighting, but he'd rather cry and mumble a lot of the times for me. But in this chapter, I loved it. I loved every part of it. From his encounters with Todoroki to how he's breaking down his skills and abilities and trying to find a weakness, because Todoroki, not only has he not shown a weakness, but up to this point, his challenges haven't been challenges. He went up against Zero in the first round and murdered Zero. Let me not say murdered, because they don't do this. But he defeated Zero with extreme ease. He knocked out the building rescue with ease. Even him going up against the villains that were at USJ was easy to him. So not only does Midoriya not know about his weaknesses, but he's not even sure if there are any there. But with the same understanding that Bakugo has, and I love how Horikoshi shows that mirror image for them, where Midoriya has kind of the same intellect as Bakugo in a way. So they've gone about earning it a different way, where Bakugo's comes off as a lot more natural intelligence and what's going on in combat, where Midoriya's is from his years of just watching other pro heroes go be pro heroes and take notes and ingrain all of that into this skill set he has today. They both recognize that quirks are still physical abilities, and like all physical abilities, they have a drawback to them. You have to have stamina, and one thing about stamina is that you can have the greatest stamina in the world. It'll run out eventually. It might take longer than some, but it'll run out eventually. And that could be a drawback with Todoroki, is what Deku's realizing, that because his matches end so quickly, he might not have the best stamina. Todoroki shows an extreme intellect because he already understands this about himself, where it's easy to see that people would find that issue, because that's all there is to find with him. So he not only makes this ice barrier behind him to withhold any kickback from one of the blasts that he knows Midoriya can send off, but he also knows that, like, the faster he finishes this, the less weaknesses he shows for down the road, and the less physical strain it is on himself anyways, regardless of what we know of his stamina. I love the lead up where we see Ochako come back in after visiting with Recovery Girl, and we see Ida, and we see Kirishima, and we see Tokoyomi. We see Buddy that scratches himself. I can't think. They said his name. We see him in the monitor, and we see Deku's mom. We see All Might, and they're all like tuned into this, because these have been the two. One has shown to just have this outstanding strength and relative ease to how everything he does, and the other one has like this absolute dog in him, where like he's overcoming challenges that he shouldn't overcome, and no one's been able to understand how he's doing it, but it's just his mental fortitude and what he's went through to get here. Just to get into UA was a huge accomplishment for Deku, because he was born without a quirk, and then we have someone who has 2 quirks. Like, And to see these two characters go up against each other is extremely polarizing. It's something that's catching everyone's eye. And I really resonated with Deku's mom's reaction because I played college sports. I played college football. And my mom and grandma, from the entire time I was playing, like, begged me not to play because of the injury risk. And they knew that, like, I was never going to take the, I guess it's not a bet, but my grandma basically offered me money not to play college football. Like, I'll pay you this right now if you hang it up and just go to school regularly. And they knew, like, I love football that much that, man, I wasn't going to take that. But, like, my wife now told me she would watch games with my mom where they would sit up in the stands and, like, read the program. Because my mom would like, check to see if I would get up after plays and then go back to doing something else, where she couldn't watch because of her worry. And, like, I really connected with that. Where, like, his mom's, like, focused in on what he's doing, but she's like, please just be okay. That was very humanizing of Horikoshi. And I don't think that, like, I'm near as critical as a lot of people are in Horikoshi's writing, because I really enjoy what he's done with this series. I think it's one of the best new series out there, being completely honest. But this chapter, it stood out. It stood out for sure. Going into the actual combat of the chapter, where we're seeing Todoroki's skill set, and he's still going all ice to make his dad mad. And we see Endeavor. Like, Endeavor is not happy with how Todoroki goes about his business, because he wants him to be this ultimate hero that he raised his son to be, and he's missing what he raised his son to be. Todoroki is a dog. He is an absolute dog, and Endeavor's missing out on that as a parent, because he has this vision of what he wants Shoto to be, and because he's not just the way he wants him to be, he's defiant, or he's imperfect, or I still have to work with you to do this. Where he's all the time that he spent in trying to make him something, and saying my son will be better than you, All Might, don't talk to me, like, I don't mess with you. He made his son a problem, an absolute problem. I liked this entire chapter, and then getting to the back half of the conflict that we've gotten so far, where we're seeing Deku have to fire off the flicks to keep the ice off of him because he's trying to not get captured, and we're seeing him fire the shots back, and Todoroki's counting, like, okay, you're down, and he sends the shot. He sends the left. He throws a left punch to and it's a bigger shot, of course, and so Todoroki's like, okay, well, you're done firing now. Like, now we can end this quickly. And Deku goes again. He's like, I'm not done. Outstanding. Chills. Outstanding. Where he's like, I'm not done fighting you. Like, don't think just because something's a weakness to you and to your dad, who I've already had to get on last chapter, like, that what you think it is, that's not what this is. He's not you. I'm not All Might. Like, it's not that. And so for Deku to have another moment where he's standing up to the Todoroki clan, or to the Shoto clan, I'm not really sure which way their names. I feel like it's the Todoroki clan. The way he's defying how they go about their lives with what he says, I'm loving that he's willing to put his body up to prove his point, because talk is cheap. And so his actions are backing up everything he's saying, and you can tell he's opening people's eyes. Not just All Might, who he continually impresses. You can tell just from a couple panels how much he continually impresses All Might, from his matchup with Buddy from General Studies to this, and he's just like, this is the kid I picked. Like, this is the kid that almost like Proud Dad, where he's like, dang, do you see what mine is doing? Like, he's getting down out there. And I'm really liking this, man. And I'm knowing, and I've been spoiled on this a little bit, but I'm knowing that Todoroki is going to have his standout moment soon, either this chapter or the next chapter, and I'm ready to see how it's illustrated and the banter back and forth that causes it to come out. And I hope Midoriya doesn't cry. I feel like he's gonna cry, but I just know that Todoroki's moment is coming soon, where he's gonna have to step out of his dad's shadows, and I love that that's a theme, because that also I resonate with that a lot. Where he's having to step out of his shadows, and I'll save that connection for like either this next chapter review or the one wherever he has his moment. I'll save it for that. But it was just this was a good chapter. This was a great chapter. And it follows some great chapters where Ochako had her moment and Midoriya had his moment in his conversation with Endeavor, and this is better than the USJ arc or through the entry arc or through the Midoriya power acclimation period where he had to like work his body up to be able to handle the court. This is Horikoshi's best so far in the series for me, where I'm at, and I'm heavily pleased, man. If you guys like this review, please smash the like button, ring the bell, share this video. We're gonna grow this community, and I reiterate this all the time, but I am driven by not just manga, but anime and sports and video games and music and hanging out with my family and so many other different things. And so just because like I am geeky and I will analyze manga chapters doesn't mean that that's all that's going to be on this channel. I'm streaming Madden and 2K. I haven't gotten to the Madden yet just because I honestly have not had time. But that's definitely going to start happening either towards the weekend or this coming week. I should have like at least one, maybe even two anime discussion videos coming out, so just stay patient with me. We're going to grow the channel. And that's really it, man. I'm off my soapbox. I hope you guys like this video and whatever else comes out today. Hopefully something else comes out today and I was consistent with what I was supposed to do. So, like, comment, share, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Peace.